The Niners signed Jones, wide receiver. They got Jones. They got him. Andy Jones.
They heard the calls. They heard the calls from the 49ers fans to sign Jones, and they went out and they got him.
They got him.
It's Andy Jones.
What can you tell the viewers about Andy Jones? Andy Jones. I've never heard of Andy Jones before today. Had you heard Andy Jones before today?
No, I'd not heard his name. I'd never seen the guy. It's funny because when I tried to look up his stats, it actually came up with a bunch of other Andy Joneses before. I actually had to put in NFL Andy Jones.
That's funny.
But he hasn't had a reception since 2018, so he fits right in with what the 49ers have been doing at wide receiver. It seems like. I mean, it's kind of funny in a way.
He got 24 targets in 2018 with Detroit somehow, and caught freaking 11 of them. So he must have been there. I don't know, River Craycraft, Dante Pettis. I don't know. So I honestly feel like this is the 49ers trolling the fans. It's like, oh, you think we should get Julio, huh? Oh, we'll get Jones. We will definitely get A. Jones on June 1st. I promise you. Just not the one you want. I don't know. I don't think the Niners are going to get Julio, man. I don't know is Julio going to get moved? He's very expensive in the sense that you have to have $15 million in cap space right now with that, unless the Falcons are going to pick up $6-7 million.
Right. Yeah. No, it's going to be tough. That's one of the reasons why the 49ers are kind of in the driver's seat on that, even though they're going to have to move some money around in order to get a draft pick signed. They can make that move now and absorb it and then do some other counter moves to open it up for their draft picks.
The interesting thing about the Niners is they have like the most cap space in the league, or up there. And coming into the offseason, we're like, man, how they got to get rid of. They're going to have to cut Jimmy. They're going to just have to cut Jimmy, and even Richard Sherman was like, yeah, man, they're not going to afford me. They could sign Richard Sherman 8 times if they wanted to, but they don't want to. Parag is very, very good at what he does. I got to say. Sometimes I don't like the players the Niners sign, but I think part of that is also that stupid thing in the collective bargaining agreement where it's not like adjusted for taxes in states. It's supposed to be an equal playing field, and there's like 8 teams that play in tax-free states that get a total leg up. It's ridiculous, and I think that really hurts the Niners.
It does. Yeah. It definitely does, and that's why they've got overpaid for guys, and they do a good job of massaging the cap and managing it. And I know I was right there with you thinking that the same thing. And so all of us were really, right? And they just do such a good job of manipulating what they do. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in a couple of years because it looks like there's going to be another crunch coming up.
Yeah. So we should probably say something about Andy Jones. He's a football player, hasn't played in a couple of years. Not going to make the Niners team. Probably here just so the Niners can have a Jones at wide receiver in camp to make people happy. It's right there. What are you talking about? He's terrific too. Yeah. Josh Johnson.
Yeah, I think he averaged real quick. Going back to Jones because he's really intriguing. I think he averaged right around 8 yards a catch, which really means he's going to be the Trent Taylor of this offense.
Not worthy. Yeah, it's good. Andy Jones in, Josh Johnson out. I'm surprised it took the 49ers this long to cut Josh Johnson. It seemed like Josh Johnson was here because of COVID. They were in a pinch. They needed a guy to run the scout team, and he was chilling in Oakland. I mean, he's from here. Hey, Josh, can you help us in practice? Yeah, absolutely. You got, $50,000? Yeah, here you go. Absolutely. And then they gave him a future contract. Like, what future? He's 35. What are you talking about? He's 2 years older than me. There's no future there. Maybe it was like, hey, really, thanks for helping us out last year. We'll give you a little more money, and then we'll cut you. I don't know. What do you make? How did he make it this long?
I don't know how he stuck around with them other than I think that, they're waiting for the draft to close out and everything like that. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think the other part, the reason they stuck around was the draft, and they were thinking that they were going to trade Garoppolo, and that was going to be their 4th quarterback in camp.
Okay. So just in case they traded Garoppolo for a 1st-round pick, let's say some team came through with the 1st-round pick they wanted, then boom, now you got four quarterbacks. Interesting. You're very smart, Jack.
You trade Garoppolo for
the pick.
The quarterback. There was a quarterback in Houston I think a lot of people liked. I vaguely
remember him, but his name escapes me. I'm not sure we're ever going to see that guy again.
Yeah.
Real quick, the thing about him, I'm not passing judgment because I don't know. But the thing that makes it hard to defend him is who goes to 50 massage therapists? We talked about this that one time, but it was like, when you put it that way, it's like, yeah, that's a good point, man. That's kind of weird. I don't know, man. 50?
Yeah.
50? How?
Yeah, you think you'd find one that you really like, and you just stick with that one, right? Especially.
Yeah, you would think so. So
Yeah.
Hey man, I go to all the massage therapists, all of them. Okay, well that's a little weird. All right, anyway, that's doesn't mean he's guilty. Anyway, that was my fault. I didn't mean to take it there.